Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. And aren't the ISIS beheading videos kind of a nostalgic center point for Gen Z? Malcolm, what are you doing with Jägermeister? Tara, why do you have trichloromethane in a rag?
Yo, what's happening? What's good, big dogs? So I think first thing I want to talk about is the Johnny Somali thing. So I think it's kind of funny, right? Because shout out to Tozy, but I've been like following his case since really, like the end of the Japan saga, right? And that's everything that he's been doing in Korea, and then the reaction has made me so fucking happy. I'm glad he's finally getting arrested. I hope a bunch of cases get stacked against him. Normally, I'm not like, arrest the motherfucker, but like, he's such a piece of shit. I don't really want to talk about it because it's a little more serious than I'm trying to get into, but I'll link some video explaining what you do with the statues. If you already know, fuck that guy. And the fucking there was a Korean guy who was an MMA fighter and whatever the Korean equivalent to I think the Navy SEALs, how I got described, fucking like pulled up on him. Like he tracked his ass like the fucking Predator from the movie. And like he's not my hero. Shout out Luigi Mangione, but he's very, very much appreciated. And you know, if you're gonna get violent, I appreciate taking it out on someone like that. You know, this shit looks retarded. But you're listening, it's kind of weird that Patton Oswalt is involved in as many comic things as he is. Like, I can't name every single one. Because I don't really know Patton Oswalt that well. But like, even the fact that I know like two of the things that he's done, and one of them was from before when I was into indie comics with God, what was it? Imaginary Fun? The thing with the fucking unicorn that talked in his head and he went hunting for something. And then he's currently doing the podcast for No One, which is like this vigilante in Philadelphia you never find out the identity of in the Massiverse. He's in a podcast that's canonical to that world. And I just think that's sick. And he played the unicorn in the one I was talking about previously. It might even ill effect, but for some reason, I feel like he was in the Deadly Class show for like that one season, but I think that's wrong. But for some reason, I don't know. Oh yeah, so I kind of want to talk about who inspired me and like what I wanted to do originally. Originally, I wanted to do like the whole like video essays from like the more like artistic story focused thing. Then I realized I don't have the attention span for it, and I'm not that funny to be honest. But the guy who really like inspired me to start like just putting out YouTube videos was Purposeless Rabbit Holes. For some reason on that Q&A video, I was just like, oh, I could do this. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm here. Purposeless Rabbit Holes is like genuinely, I think, one of the funniest, if not, no, to me, he is the funniest like gaming YouTuber. Damn, I'm sucking this man's dick. But he is gas, bro. Like the X2 Wolverine's Revenge video where he goes, sometimes when you're playing the game, or it's like, fuck. He's talking about trying to beat it without the guy, and he's like, trying to beat this fucking labyrinthian nightmare. And I think it's very funny, and it's still stuck in my head to this day. There's also a day where... Alright, story time. So, when I was in high school, I would crush up my antidepressants and anti-anxiety meds. I would put them on cigarettes dipped in NyQuil, right? And I had this night that I remember very vividly of being up till like 5 in the morning where I couldn't sleep, and I was just in this fucking like fear and loathing ass headspace. And I remember the one thing I was able to grip onto was the fucking top 100 games of 2019 and 2020. And I still know that video to this day. I just apologize for those bangers. But yeah, moral of the story is, why the fuck are you here? Go watch like everything Purposeless Rabbit Holes has ever made. My best video is not like near his work. Well, alright, listen, I love the guy. I don't know him personally. But his old playthroughs were kind of ass, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know the new ones are because they're only on Patreon. but and I am poor. Unadulterated loathing. Your face, your hair, your clothing. Unadulterated loathing. So basically, in the wicked musical and such, I went back and I listened to some of the songs from the original musical. 'Cause I haven't listened to the original musical since like fucking middle school, to be honest. When I saw it, and like I think, in my personal opinion, I prefer the original Broadway cast because they are more trained in like musical music, not like pop music. Because there is a very big difference, and you can be really good at one and not as good at the other. And while I think Ariana and Cynthia, whatever, did a great job, but if they're just like, if they're classically trained and they have like in this specific style of music, that's all they do, it makes sense that they would be better. However, I think the instrumentals in the back are better than the original. And obviously the sound quality is better because one was made in the 90s and one was made in fucking 2020s, but oh, I got so aggressive there. Oh, a while ago, I think I had White Boy Rick. I was talking about having White Boy Rick. Just like written down in my notes, and I didn't know why. I figured out why. It's a movie that I was trying to watch, so I put it in my movies to watch notes. I don't know why anybody would give a shit about that, but you know. So like, I've been listening to much of the old musicals that I used to listen to, right? Like, I was like really into them. Avenue Q, Heathers, Rent. Rent is still goated. I have the Rent movie up there on my shelf. You can't see it. I don't even like moving this because then I have to like fix it and I don't want to break the computer, but you get the idea. But like for some reason I'm like so intimidated to listen to anything new. The last new one I watched was like 6 months ago. Well, no, because I watched like 1 and 2 is technically musical, but not in the same way. Not what I'm fucking talking about. You know what I mean? When I say musical, I don't mean a Disney movie. No shade, just like not what I necessarily think of. But my last one was School Days by fucking Spike Lee. But even that, like I just said, I don't really consider it a musical. It's not what I'm exactly talking about. It's still a great. I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't. I liked School Day. Like I enjoyed my watch, but I don't know, and maybe it might just be it's not for me, right? Like, it's a movie about black college in the 70s, so, like, a fucking white kid from the 2000s is obviously, like, not the target audience, but, you know, I don't know. I liked it, though, still, and whatever, bad hair, good and bad hair, or no, straight and nappy, that's what it's like. Talking about good and bad hair. Oh, dude, I can't sing for shit. But I think, and you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And that song is Gas. There's also a very funny part in that song that I cannot say. So, go listen to it. Straight and Nappy from School Days. D-A-Z-E. Y'all, I got up, right? So, because I remember I do have, like, one musical flex. I don't know why this movie. But we do have I think original Rocky Horror Picture Show that we got from Record Shop because they had this $5 bin that had like a bunch of fucking like vinyls for like $5 because some old dude donated his collection. So there was like a fucking Soul Train shit, and I caught that because it's Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it's lit as fuck. Sweet Transvestite, or whatever it's called, the fucking Transvestite from Transylvania, the one that Steph Curry does in the movie. Yes, I love that. I'm literally listening to that song, or I was listening to that song right before this on my fucking earbuds here. Also, when the fairy bitch, I forget her name, from Wicked says, "This is my hardest case yet." Is that racist? I mean, well, definitely it's racist. Like, how racist, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like like our version of casual racism, you know what I mean? But I don't know what the equivalent of that would be in Oz, because I have no fucking idea what those 80 books are about. Is that true? I saw that in a YouTube comment, and I think it'd be really funny if it is true, but I have no idea. And, like, why would I look anything up before I made it? You know? Because that would just be dumb. Then I couldn't get people in the comments talking about how I'm wrong. I'm acting like I get people in the comments besides people who are just like, yo, I really appreciate you making shit. Which, if you say that, totally appreciate you. Also, I don't think I actually put the dude who made the Space Ghost comment in the last YouTube video. So I'm going to try to remember to do it here, right here. This guy, Jacob, my finger is up for a long period of time. So that way, you know that I'm pointing up towards the name that you're supposed to put in. We're not going to include all of this, probably, because I don't think it's really funny. It started out as being funny, but it wasn't. And now that I say this, I don't know how self-awareness, whether that actually makes it funny, or just more cringe, you know what I mean? Both of that shit is stupid, and you get to a point where self-awareness doesn't save you, you're just being cringe, you know what I mean? It's like, you're being, like, self-aware, but you're still screaming in a grocery store. You're still screaming in a fucking grocery store. Fuck. See, can you imagine if you guys, you know, if I had this shit scripted and you couldn't appreciate just the, you know, true artistic beauty that was that last bit? You know, my family, there's like a weird dichotomy, but it's half of it, or at least on my mom's side, right? Half of it is very white trash, you know what I mean? Like chain smoking and playing cards in the backyard during like family get-togethers. And then you have like a really proper side, because one of my uncles who married in does car shit that he gets paid a lot for. But you can see the dichotomy in my cousin's channel, right? And I don't know if I'm going to show it, because I don't know if I want y'all to know my real name, and me just saying my cousin's on YouTube. I don't really mean shit, because there's so many channels on YouTube, so we'll see when I upload this, whether I actually show my cousin's YouTube channel, because they're bigger than me regardless, right? So it's not like I'm like shorting them or anything, but like, you know, I don't want y'all to know my real name, any part of my real name, you know what I mean? And she goes by her real name because she's dumb. No, she's just a white woman. Listen, either give the Swordmaster Iron Fist his fucking guns as a skin, or put Danny in this bitch with all gun abilities, like gun fu abilities, because that shit would be hard. Holy fuck, I didn't describe what I was talking about. Oh my fucking god, my autism's taking over. Marvel Rivals. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals. I was able to carry a game in ranked, and that really made me come. Like, now I am so sold in the game, and I want to try to get good at it, which I'm like, fuck, it's a shooter, bro. That's not supposed to be what I'm about, you know?